Hello, I'm Jeremy from your International Business Channel. Today we're going to continue looking at factors that you need to consider in deciding whether a country is right for your business. We'll talk a little bit more about established competitors, and then we'll dive into bigger issues like gross domestic product, demographics, climate. Anyhow, we'll cover a broad range of topics in this video, so stay with me. When assessing a new market, it's crucial to understand the competition. Who's already there? You're likely going to face both local and international companies that have set up before you. Dive into their offerings. What products or services do they have? How do they price them? What's their quality like? Look at how they handle distribution and assess their reputation, both nationally and regionally. How do they manage their after-sales customer service? Conducting a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, can give you a clearer picture of what you're up against. But don't forget to consider the broader economic picture too. Sure, gross domestic product GDP growth matters, but dig deeper. Check out factors like per capita income and demographics. Is the country you're targeting young and growing? For example, in many African countries, more than 40% of the population is under 15 years old. Niger's population is even younger. Half of its citizens are under 15. On the other end, Singapore has the world's lowest under 15 population at just 12.3%. Also, keep an eye on the trends on the working age population. In China, the working age population has been shrinking for a decade, and this shapes their investment focus. They focus on high value-added industries. Singapore follows a similar path, although in their case it's more driven by limited land than by demographics. Understanding these factors can help you gauge how welcome your business might be. For instance, if there's a young population, governments need to create new jobs for these workers, making them much more open to businesses that offer low-skilled jobs, in contrast to China and Singapore. Climate is another key factor. How will the environment affect your product? I mean, some products just aren't suited for certain climates, like home heaters in hot, humid Singapore. But sometimes the impact is less obvious. For example, certain waterproofing sprays struggle in humid conditions. If your product might face performance challenges due to the climate, it's better to plan ahead. Luckily, climate data is readily available to help you make these decisions. You also need to think about environmental regulations in your target market. If you're considering building a plant either from the start or later on, what restrictions are you going to face? In many places you're going to have to do an environmental impact assessment before starting any project. And if you're in the chemical industry, there could be limits on where you can build. And that category is broad. It's not just giant chemical plants, but also small companies using non-reactive chemistry. Check if your products or raw materials are listed on the country's chemical inventory register. If not, you may face significant costs to get them approved. So it's best to know this up front. Also consider whether the country has facilities to safely store any hazardous materials. Don't overlook trade barriers. Tariff barriers are usually easy to understand. Most countries publish their tariff barriers based on HS codes. But be careful. Classifying your products correctly under these codes can be tricky, and mistakes can be expensive, leading to back duties and penalties. Non-tariff barriers can be tougher to navigate. These may include things like packaging and labeling regulations, safety standards, licensing requirements and import quotas. And believe it or not, standards may vary across different regions within a country. These are just some of the factors to consider when deciding if a market is right for you. Future discussions will also include other important topics such as infrastructure, currency exchange, distribution methods, and that all-important profit repatriation. Like and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any of my videos on these vital topics. Want to know more? Go to my3cc.com overseas to download a handy guide on taking your business overseas. Like to talk to me? Go to my3cc.com to find links to set up a call. I wish you fair winds and following seas on your voyage into your new markets. Take care.